For him, Riyad Mahrez completed the scoring with the third. City go through the group stage unbeaten, only the third time that they've managed that. We also saw a gorgeous assist, didn't we, from Kevin De Bruyne, less than 3 minutes after he'd come on as a sub. A job well done on the night for Manchester City. It finishes at the Etihad. Manchester City 3, Sevilla 1.
So indeed, Manchester City deliver a 3-1 win over Sevilla tonight here at the Etihad Stadium with 3 spectacular goals. Disappointment for Sevilla. They did go 1-0 up, but then City responded well in the second half. But you've got to say that the story of the night has to be Rico Lewis. On his first start, he scores his first goal for Manchester City. A proud moment, Jolien, for him and his family.
Oh, hugely proud. We see the outcome at the end when he's scoring on his full debut, but there's so much sacrifice that goes into this moment. But he's been at the club since he was 8 years old, and having come through a system, not like Man City's, but come through an academy and having kids in the academy, it's 4 or 5 times a week with parents having to travel to the training ground to make sure that he's there on time, with brothers and sisters that are having to spend nights, endless nights out of the house. So this moment here is not just about him scoring, it's a collective of the last, 7, 8, 10 years.
Yeah, having a 7-year-old son, I can only imagine how proud they must be. He's just starting his journey, but credit Rico Lewis, that's amazing. At 17 to be producing at this level already it's really special.
And he celebrates his 18th birthday 2 weeks on Monday. Well, there is a picture in Group G. And as it stands, this is how things are looking because Dortmund are still playing. But it will finish in exactly this fashion because this was all decided before kick-off tonight. City at the top, Borussia Dortmund second, Sevilla in third. Europa League football is their fate for the season. They are the most successful team in Europa League history, let's not forget. And Copenhagen will finish bottom of the group. Their European adventure sadly ends now. Well, Manchester City and Dortmund won't have long to wait, will they, until they find out who they will face in the knockout stages as the round of 16 draw takes place on Monday at 11 o'clock. You can watch that with BT Sport 1, and that's, of course, on Monday. And don't forget, UCL Tonight follows this programme. That's at 10:30 on BT Sport 2. Jake and the team discussing all of the major talking points. Get involved using the hashtag UCL Tonight. So Rico Lewis scores on his first start in a City shirt. Julian Alvarez also had his say, delivering the second goal of the night. And Mahrez scored a spectacular goal. Plenty to talk about after this. Well, it was another special night here at the Etihad Stadium with City winning 3-1. They came from behind, but they delivered 3 spectacular goals in the second half. The night belongs to that man there, Rico Lewis, who scored his first goal on his first start for Manchester City. So, great night overall and a wonderful way to end the group stage campaign. We know that it didn't really matter what had happened tonight, but they looked good tonight, didn't they?
Yeah, they look really good, especially second half. I think Pep showed why he's one of the greatest tacticians in the game. Slight tweak in the second half because Sevilla defended really well. They were very compact. He just tweaked it up a bit in the second half, and that was enough to work his magic. And
it's always nice to see the youngsters have their say and make an impact in the Champions League as well. I'm sure they learned so much from this experience alone.
Oh, of course, yeah. Any first team experience you're gaining. Or development, you're gaining something in your development. So to score a goal, and like Owen said, for Pep to recognise the tweak that needed to be made from the first half to the second half, and obviously Rico benefited from that.
So what exactly did he tweak from the first half to the second?
Well, we're just going to show one little clip in the first half, and it's just that is Rico Lewis there. Look how central he is there. That's the other fullback on the other side, Sergio Gomez, and we'll just run this on, and we're just going to show the position of Riyad Mahrez. This is how they played in the first half, and that's Riyad Mahrez there, all the way on the touchline. So, they were basically swapped in the first half, and if you look at the two, this is the two fullbacks there. There's only 20 yards difference between the two. So they played really narrow. They came inside, and the wide players, Riyad Mahrez, they were out wide. In the second half, it was virtually the polar opposite. Pep realised he had to make a little bit of a change, and he did straight away in the second half, and it worked beautifully. And that is now, that's Rico Lewis there. and that's Riyad Mahrez. And if we just look at the difference between the distance from 20 yards to 65 yards, and Jolien, they've just flipped personnel, haven't they?
Yeah, and again, if you're looking at the shape, it's identical. It's just a personnel tweak there, and obviously it's Pep's recognised that if we get the fullbacks out wide that are crossing behind the back line of Seville, it could cause more problems, and then you're leaving spaces for Phil Foden, Riyad Mahrez, Cole Palmer that are more comfortable in their positions anyway.
Yeah, and I think it also helps when you play as a fullback in this position, and I've played there. That's Rico Palmer there. Basically, if you play there, especially for a young kid, it's much easier to make that run. You know, in the first half, we saw Rico Palmer in there, and it's tough. It's tough even for a top player to work in that space because it's so compact and so tight. But I think for Rico, able to make that run and get down that side, okay, it doesn't come off, but actually it just showed tactically that the intent was there. And that's pretty much exactly, you know, where the goals came from, obviously, with that tactical tweak from Pep. And
that inevitably, as you've just alluded to, led to Rico's goal, and a special moment for him.
Oh, huge special moment again, and I single out Alvarez here because tirelessly we referenced his Sergio and Carlos Tevez contributions, but then to win the ball back and then to just put it on a plate for Rico, who found himself in a natural position because, again, it's his full debut, but he would have been in this scenario multiple times in the academy. This is how City academy teams play, same as the first team. So being in that situation would have felt so natural to him, and he looked like he was at home there.
You know who that reminded me of? Zaba used to make that run, didn't he? From out straight onto the edge of the 6-yard box, and it's a natural run for a fullback.
Yeah, and what I liked about that, he didn't get carried away with his goal. He recognised, oh, we still need to win this game, so let me get back. I want to celebrate, but I want to run back to the halfway line because there's still time to get a winner.
What about the second goal? Alvarez delivered it, and we spoke about him in the build-up, saying that, you know, there's sometimes a little bit of pressure on him, but he does deliver, doesn't he, when he's called upon? But Owen, you must have loved the pass for this goal as well.
Yeah, well, it doesn't hurt when you can bring on King Kev from the bench. The guy's just one of the best players in the world to watch. And obviously, if there's an opportunity for this type of pass, it's too easy for him. I know, it's just he makes it look so easy.
You say that it's too easy because he makes it look easy.
Yeah. But you know what I like about Alvarez? He bends his run. He knows this is coming. He bends it out the back there. I don't know why Sevilla defending like that, Joe.
Yeah, I don't know why the fullback's attached to Phil Foden. He's not the dangerous, especially when Kevin De Bruyne has that much space. But again, then he showed at other end of his game, the composure that he has in the box. He's unrivaled. Left foot, right foot. He's able to just find the net, and that is more like a Sergio.
We said that before the game. He's actually really comfortable on his left, and he showed that there. You know, a lot of composure, just dribbling around, and a great finish.
And we posed a question to each other just there. Kevin De Bruyne would probably rather be in that situation than 1v1 in front of the goal. I think he enjoys assisting more than he does scoring, which is a unique thing to have.
He's incredible, isn't he? He was only on the pitch for, what, 2 minutes and 53 seconds?
It's enough time.
So if you give him that type of space, Jolien, it just he sees it straight away. It takes 2 seconds. Everybody sees it.
But that's why Pep deserves a lot of credit, because I think he's seen there was loads more opportunities in the second half to play that ball around the back or over the top, and obviously there's no one better than Kevin De Bruyne.
It's just always a pleasure to watch him play, isn't it? Okay, as for Manchester City's third goal, Riyad Mahrez, this was a good delivery.
Yeah, and you know what? And again, Julian Alvarez was involved again. I actually thought, even in the first half, they actually pressed really well. Manchester City, they forced a lot of turnovers from Sevilla. They played in some silly areas tonight, Sevilla. But that's what he gives you, Julian, that press. He's very good at that. And again, great ball and a fantastic finish from a great player in Riyad Mahrez.
Yeah, again, high press, won it back, patience in it, and they then recognise there's an opportunity to win the ball. As soon as he does that, great decision, plays the ball with a weak foot, a so-called weak foot, and Riyad Mahrez does what he does numerous times in his competition and then hits the back of the net.
His first touch, Riyad Mahrez, is perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, it's my favourite first touch in the game, to be honest.
It's probably the best first touch in the Premier League.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow, amazing. Well, let's actually get some reaction from the ground. Here is Ruben Diaz speaking to Matt Smith.
Ruben, was that in the end exactly what you wanted from tonight as a team?
Yeah, definitely. We wanted one more thing, not to concede.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we conceded one. But yeah, it's one of those games. Everything's done, everything's settled in terms of the math of the group. But still, it's a game in which you just need to perform, because the rhythms is just going, the games don't stop. And for you to drop down completely, it's never a good idea. So, especially in the second half, very good answer from the team.
You nearly added to your goal tally, didn't you, at the end?
Yeah, I had two good ones. But yeah, keep going and they will come.
The goals that you did score were really nice, all in different ways, weren't they? I mean, the young boy. Tell us about the young boy, who's too young really to come and be on TV, but you must be proud of him.
I've just told him he cannot come out. He cannot come out with how do you say it?
The hamstring or the cramp, yeah.
The cramps. He cannot come out like that. But definitely, he's an enormous talent. He's been with us for a long time now, and I think for him to get the opportunity of playing, let's call it the full game, and to score, and you can see his quality. So brilliant things ahead of him. Just need to keep working.
Yes. Now, Kevin De Bruyne, I know he does it every week, but it's still magical to watch. He can pick a player from anywhere, can't he?
Yeah, it's one of those Kevin things,
Yeah.
And it's good to be able to count on him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then obviously Riyad getting the icing on the cake. I know Sevilla were trying very hard to make a game of it, but you're in rhythm at the moment as a team.
Yeah, definitely. That's exactly what I was saying in the beginning. And in this club, it doesn't matter if it's friendly, if it's the Champions League final, if it's a game in the group stage. When everything's done already, we need to push each other. The same as in a training. You can train in a certain way, and you can train to win things, and that's just the way we do things.
So he said he was disappointed to have conceded. I just wonder, Jolien, where does he rank for you in terms of City's centre-backs?
He's right up there. I just think this is a collective bunch of centre-backs that I don't know if Pep knows his best to. He obviously won man of the match tonight, and again we was questioning that because of Alvarez's contribution, but in regards to what he can do, I don't think there's a bad pairing, to be honest. I don't think there's a bad option for Pep to select.
If you're wondering why all the paper's flying about, it's because the aircon's just ramped up in the studio and everything's blowing away. What about for you, Owen?
I don't think there's any bad options. John
No.
Stones, Laporte, Diaz. Akanji's been amazing since he's come to the side. So they got so many options. I just think it's who's in form and who's in the right form. Obviously, Diaz a couple of years ago was the best player in the Premier League. Right now, Pep's got the pick of the litter.
Great options for Pep Guardiola to have, for sure. OK, on that note, let's take a break, after which we will actually hear from the man himself, Pep Guardiola. I wonder how he reflects on his team's performance tonight. He'll be speaking to Matt Smith straight after this break. They finished second in their group behind Chelsea, who beat Dynamo Zagreb. Remember, they lost to them on match day 1, but tonight it was a 2-1 victory for them. Leipzig's win over Shakhtar means that they also finished second in their group behind Real Madrid, and a dominant win for them over Celtic. If you cast your mind to Group H, just cast your eyes there, 6-1 for Benfica against Maccabi Haifa. Now, that 6th goal in injury time meant that Benfica have now moved above PSG in the group and have now won the group. What a story for them. That was fantastic. And of course, that means that these are the 16 teams that have qualified. You can see all 4 English sides have made it through. Spurs, City and Chelsea finished top of their groups, and Liverpool finished second. The usual big hitters are in the mix, and Bayern, PSG, Real Madrid. And you've got to say that the surprise package in the mix has to be Club Brugge, who make it out of the group stages for the first time in the Champions League era.
You want in the end from the game?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah? The first half, you didn't seem so happy.
No, I was, but we struggled to attack because it was the right foot in the left side, right foot in the right side against 5 in the back, so deep, so it was really, really difficult. We changed a little bit in the second half, and we added dynamic, and it was better. So we already qualify, always is a little bit difficult, but I would say even in the first half, the guys, they tried and they did it. So yeah, second half our rhythm was better. We scored really good goals, and happy for everyone.
And who better to give you that moment, that like lift off, than the young boy?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
What a moment for him.
What a goal, yeah. It's a fantastic play. It's so intelligent. Apart of the skills, individual is so intelligent, so clever. He understands everything. He have the point of the aggressivity without the ball, and And yeah, he made a fantastic goal, and he played really good.
Yeah, we were all thinking he was going to cross. Probably you were thinking maybe he should
Yeah,
cross.
that's true. But yeah, he did really, hit to the head of the keeper. Like it's difficult for the keeper. Yeah, he made a fantastic goal.
Yeah. Now I saw you have a little chat with Kevin before he came on. Did you explain? Look, what I want you to do is play one of your magic passes for a goal. He delivered straight away.
Yeah, we know. Yeah, we put it there, and we had more. Second half, we put more people close to the box. So in the first half, Cole and Phil, they were a little bit wider, and against 5 in the back, you have to attack more people in the middle, and we did really well.
Yeah, and intensity of the press. I saw Alvarez nick the ball for your third goal. That's what you like to see.
Yeah, one of the reason why today is a great night is for Julian. Julian make 2 assists and a goal, and we know how good he is. The quality is not difficult to play against defense like Leicester, for example, last game. On today, like his defense deep, incredible, well organized. Brendan Rodgers and Sevilla, they make a good defense, and it's not difficult for him. But today they found the right moment, was patient, and it was a key point because the assist to Rico was really good. The finishing, the second goal, the assist for Kevin was good, but the finishing was really, really good. Bono closed the space, and after the third goal, again, they make a good assist. He fought and he regained the ball, like Gabriel should do it when he was with us. And a good assist from Riyad and finished really well.
Yeah, and you mentioned before the game, you feel like the future, we're seeing glimpses of what Manchester City could look like in a few years. You've got a lot of talent here.
Yeah, we have a young squad. We have some old players, but normally it's a young squad, and Julian is a top class, and Rico, and of course Sergio and Josh. So yeah, they play in Champions League against Sevilla. It's always a experienced team, and good victory, and of course prestigious money for everything. It was important.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome.
Thanks.
A very happy Pep Guardiola there. Let's actually look ahead now, because they've safely made it through to the knockout stages. So who do you think is going to be the biggest challenger to this Manchester City side as they get into the knockout stages?
I still believe PSG. I've seen some comments made by Messi at the end of last season and directed towards this season. I was thinking, well, if you're still focused that early on this season and this campaign, other teams and players best take note even, and he's done that. Him, Mbappe and Neymar have got a ridiculous amount of goals and assists. So that's the team on that list I'm sure everyone wants to avoid, to be honest.
Yeah, and obviously they've just finished second in their group because of the way the results played out tonight. But do you agree? Are they going to be the biggest challenge in the knockout stages?
Well, yeah, in those possible opponents, without question. I mean, credit Frankfurt, to be in this knockout phase of the Champions League is amazing after the journey they had in Europa League. But PSG by far, I mean, they'll be fuming that they're second in the pot after what happened with Benfica winning 6-1. But City are, I think, the favourites when they play against anyone. But this PSG team is different this season. They play a back three with wing backs, and Messi and Mbappe play at the top of the pitch together with Neymar, and they're more compact, they're closer together, and they seem to be more effective this season. And
City have all the tools, as they did last season, but they have all the tools with Erling Haaland this season to travel far in the competition, don't they, Julian?
Yeah, of course. He's definitely the wow factor and added to the squad like Alvarez has, but what is that, 2 months away? We don't know what state players are going to come back in from the World Cup, physically, mentally. So, again, not getting carried away. I still believe City are strong favourites, one of the favourites, should I say, to win the competition. But I'm not going to stick my neck on the line and say they've won it already.
What do you think? Because everybody's talking about them as favourites. How do they keep that pressure off them?
Well, they have it because they have one of the best managers in the world, one of the best squads of players in the Champions League, and they've got one of the best centre forwards added to the mix in Erling Haaland. So I agree. I think Bayern, we saw Bayern on that list. I think they've had a fantastic season, and Julian Nagelsmann. But there's obviously so many fantastic teams. Obviously, the other English teams, I'm not sure at the same level as Man City. Look, it feels like it's the match made in heaven. Erling Haaland and Manchester City and Pep Guardiola. So this feels like the season that it could be theirs. But again, we've seen the margins are so fine.
He said it feels like the season.
He's allowed to say it. No one can say it. I'm not saying it. I've said it for the last 3 seasons and it hasn't happened. So
what about for the other English clubs, actually? That's interesting that Owen alluded to that. Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham. How far do you think those teams will travel?
It's hard to say. Again, all the factors that play into that. I think Liverpool definitely have a history in this competition and experience unrivaled by English teams or matched by English teams. Again, start of the season, I predicted Spurs to go far due to them looking like a cup team, but they haven't probably hit the rhythm they want yet. But again, who knows? I don't think anyone's comfortably predicting the winners of this competition now.
I think if Liverpool are fit and healthy,
Yeah.
they have a chance without question, but they need to get everybody back fit and healthy. Chelsea, still a little bit uncertain, I think, for them. But I think if Liverpool are healthy, they'll be one of the best teams left.
OK, well, the European action does continue tomorrow night with the Europa League group stages concluding. United against Real Sociedad meet to decide who will qualify as Group E winners. Arsenal need to beat Zurich as well to take top spot ahead of PSV. And as for the Conference League, just show you there that West Ham are in Bucharest looking to maintain their 100% winning record in Europe this season. Champions League tonight follows this programme. Have your say using the hashtag UCL tonight. And as for us, the time is up in the studio. It's been an absolute pleasure, not just tonight, but the whole of the group stages with both of you. Thanks for your company as well. And we look forward to the action continuing in February. See you then. Good night.